Are you suffering from stress, anxiety, panic attacks, or any kind of other mental health issues? Then this video might be helpful to you, because today we're talking about the yogic science of breath, the technology of pranayama, which can help you alter your brain chemicals and affect your nervous system in such a way that it can bring calmness, serenity, happiness, and joyfulness in your life. So I hope you will stay in tune and watch this video till the end, because I promise you this information is going to help you understand your anxiety, your brain in a much better way. My name is Simi and I'm empowerment coach and pranayama expert who had actually shifted her own life from being a victim of anxiety disorder to someone who's actually helping people come out of their stress and anxieties. So I have used all these practices on myself, and I promise you they work. So first and foremost important thing about understanding the science of pranayama is important, because once you know why does it really affect your nervous system, then only you can actually build up the energy and the willingness and intention to practice it in your daily life. Before we get into the science of pranayama, I would like to talk about the brain and how it functions. As you know, we have something called autonomous nervous system, which basically controls your digestion, blood pressure, heart rate, and it is something that you don't voluntarily control. And then there are two parts of your autonomous nervous system. One is called sympathetic, another one is called parasympathetic. And on the daily basis, we have our sympathetic nervous system activated when we get into the fight or flight response. And this is because a lot of times we have these emotional triggers of getting things done, of finishing the deadlines or keeping up with the expectations. And when this nervous system becomes more sensitive, when your sympathetic nervous system becomes more sensitive, then you start to build up a lot of anxiety. And this can happen, of course, because of many traumatic events that happen in your life, or some sort of buildup of stress in your life. So basically, stress resilience is all related to how the sympathetic and parasympathetic nerves behave with each other. Now, for a second, let's understand what is parasympathetic nervous system. It's opposite to the sympathetic. It helps you rest and digest. So when we activate the parasympathetic nervous system, that is a voluntary practice. And that is happening because of the usage of techniques of pranayama by using your own breath. Yes, that's how we bring the heart rate down, and we create a situation in your brain where you activate your parasympathetic nervous system, which is going to bring in serenity and calmness in your brain. And that is also linked to a lot of neurotransmitters which get produced and which actually gets transmitted in the brain while we do the calming exercises in pranayama. But we will do another video where I'll explain you the kind of neurotransmitters which actually get transmitted in the brain when we practice it. But for now, let's just understand the brain and how pranayama can really help you with anxiety. So far you learned there's autonomous nervous system, which is automatic, involuntary. Then you have sympathetic, which is also involuntary. And then you have the parasympathetic, which is voluntary, which means that you do certain things to activate it. Because when we do pranayama activity, prana is vital force, vital energy, which is also called breath. And ayama is elongation of that breath. So when we use these techniques to elongate our breath, we are basically increasing the inhalation and exhalation. And as we increase the inhalation, we are increasing the heart rate a little bit. But when we are doing the exhalation, then we are reducing the heart rate as well. This is because of the nerves which are connected between your lungs and your heart. So every time you inhale consciously, you are increasing your heart rate a little bit up, and when you are exhaling, you're reducing the heart rate a little bit more, because you are doing a little bit longer exhalation than the inhalation. Now, in pranayama, we have different kinds of techniques which are going to either activate your energies, your nervous system, or calm your nervous system down. And when I talk about anxiety, we're definitely going to calm the nervous system down. So in this particular technique, what we do is we do the inhalation, let's say at the count of 5, then we do the exhalation, definitely more than the count of inhalation, which could be 6, which could be 7, or ideally it should be 10, because the ratio in pranayama is going to be 1:2. So if 5 is the count of inhalation, then exhalation is going to be 10. So what would this do when we have like 5 or 6 of these cycles? It will actually bring your heart rate really down. It will tell your brain that everything is fine, everything is very comfortable, and I am going to relax and calm down. And there are many different techniques that we can use along with simple yogic breathing of inhalation, exhalation. There are some specific techniques such as Brahmari Pranayama and Anulom Vilom, which is also called Nadi Shodhan balancing pranayama, which is also going to bring down a lot of agitation, stress, and anxiety and induce parasympathetic nervous system to bring a state of rest and digest. In the coming videos, I'm going to share with you the typical and most important pranayamas to reduce the stress and anxiety, and I will explain you why do they work and how do they really work. So we have this tremendous science that can really help us come out of our self-built up emotional turbulences which are leading to stress and anxiety. And believe me, you don't have to really rely on the medication for whole of your life. You don't have to take therapies for whole of your life. Pranayama is a practice which is practical in nature. Pranayama is something that you do and then you start to see the results immediately. And not only in the nervous system, right now we're just focusing on that, but it can also help, eliminating a lot of physical ailments from your body. It's physiological, it's psychological, and it's spiritual. So it is a holistic approach which really affects all the systems in your body, from endocrine to digestive, to your nervous system, to your respiratory, to your cardiac system. So all the systems get strengthened when we practice pranayama. And most importantly, as I said, this is the number one thing which is going to help you with your anxiety issues. So stay tuned for the more videos wherein I'll practically demonstrate the pranayama for stress relief and anxiety relief, which are going to be tremendously valuable. And if you want to see that kind of content, then please hit the subscribe button and also the little bell icon so you get notification whenever I put up a new video up there. Thank you so much for watching today. Hope this was helpful.